We knew it. We got the return of Rick Flag Jr. Earth-2 still suspiciously lacking some color. There's no Kardashians here. And guys, I know a lot of stuff about crows, so let's hop on the crow train. You're not on the crow train? Let's get on the crow train with an all-new episode of Unbinged starting now. Welcome into Unbinged, the podcast where we break down the shows and movies you love to binge. I'm your host, Alfredo Brown. Joined as always, I've got my co-host here, Jagger May, Matt Kaufhammer. We're going to be answering the biggest questions and giving you our theories from Peacemaker Season 2, Episode 3. But before we do that, let's give you guys the spoiler warning.
This is your one spoiler warning that we're going to talk about Peacemaker Season 2 and everything DCU. Sorry to be ghoulish about it.
Sorry to be ghoulish about it. It's so perfect. Thank you for that, Jag. Guys, we get Rick Flag Jr. back in this universe, not just in a flashback of 3 months ago in, I guess, Earth-1, let's call it that. And then we also get him in Earth-2. I think the real question, though, here is that does this give us a canon issue? Because there's a lot of talk of, okay, what now exists in this DCU? Because there's mention of Enchantress, June Moon, and how Rick Flag is seeing her at the time. That takes place in the old DCEU Suicide Squad. Right now, James Gunn says that relationship existed, but the events of Suicide Squad did not exist. Is this creating a canon issue for us, Jag?
I don't know. No, I don't care about that first Suicide Squad movie. They could recast June Moon right now.
Well, I'm not saying you have to care about it. I'm saying what is like, because it is getting confusing that he's like, well, parts of that movie were canon, and then you're expecting the average fan to understand that as they go and watch something like Peacemaker, or they watch something like Superman, Man of Tomorrow, and it's like you're expected to kind of still remember the old stuff from that Suicide Squad, but then recognize the new Suicide Squad, but not all of it. It gets confusing.
Hear me out.
Yeah.
That movie never existed, man. Let's just say that movie never existed.
There we go.
Like, the movie never existed. June Moon and Enchantress exist. That's my point in saying that Enchantress could be recasted, is that movie never existed. Just because we reference characters from that movie and we might have the same casting, it doesn't matter. And that's the way I see it. It's just that, like, cool, we have Enchantress. I don't care who Enchantress is going to be. I'm not expecting the same cast. If it is, dope. If it's not, cool. And that's what I think that we should expect. I'm not saying, well, I got to go back and suffer for 2 hours and watch Suicide Squad. No, don't do that to yourself. Don't do that to America. Just go watch the Suicide Squad, the James Gunn one, and move on.
I think Jagger has the right of it, though, when it comes to these canon things. Unless it's specifically mentioned in these projects moving forward, you can ignore the events of those other projects. So the original Suicide Squad, Will Smith and all them, those events never happened, even though the characters I still believe are in this universe. They just haven't been brought up yet. So like you said, Jagger, June Moon and Enchantress is a character in the DCU, but the events of that first Suicide Squad may not have come to fruition. Though the one thing that did happen was the relationship with Rick Flag. And I think the interesting point is 3 years ago, Rick Flag was dating Enchantress, a powered Enchantress, and instead of breaking up with her, he decides to fuck around on her with Amelia Harcourt, which, how is that a better decision? I think that's the more important point we should be talking about. Yeah. And I think he wanted to die in Corto Maltese to get out of that relationship.
That could be
a hell of a golden parachute right there.
Yeah, that's definitely throwing the baby.
He saw an opportunity. He's like, I'm in.
There. Yeah, and I just think that if anyone really cares that much about continuity, it's like, okay, if you need the Dennis from It's Always Sunny, the shot of like Rick Flag with the Enchantress, that's on you, dog. But I can just imagine that Enchantress is out there somewhere. Cough, you know the scene I'm talking about. Everyone, Dennis just sweaty,
with his ex-wife, yeah,
exactly.
You've enhanced yourself, Maureen.
I just love what James Gunn is doing, where he's like willing to not hand wave things away, but he's just like, guys, if it's on screen, it's canon. Like, that's what we're doing. Right. That's what we're going for. Right. He did this already with the Suicide Squad overtaking the previous Suicide Squad. We've already done this with Superman. Like, I know there are going to be, and I posed the question because I know there's people that will have that question, but I just love that he's like, if it's on screen, it's canon. That's it.
Yeah.
Just live with that. You don't need to try to connect so many dots from before. Like he's even talked about how he's changed. Like let's just talk about Judo Master, for example, right? In the comics is named Rip Jagger. He still has the same name here, but he's a white man in the comics. And James Gunn has talked about that. He's like, yeah, I'm just going to change things that are going to be a little different because we live in a different time. He's doing the same thing with the movies and characters and storylines. I'm perfectly cool with it.
A judo master's not a white man.
White people are known for being really good at judo. Maybe in Earth-2, guys, because Earth-2, the theory's still there, man, and it's stronger than ever. And you know what? Cough, you said this in our first episode of the Peacemaker breakdown. We brought this up again in our second episode that we did last week, and it is stronger than ever here. Earth-2 does not have a single person of color anywhere, and I'm going to go beyond that. And the biggest thing that tells us this is that there are no Kardashians in this universe, which also implies that there is no existence of O.J. Simpson or Ray J. I'm just putting it out there.
That's 25% of black culture. Like what the fuck did we talk about during the early 2000s? Like no Ray J? It's like
no Ray J.
So
it's nuts.
So
what's happening
so to
with
expand
YouTube
upon
videos?
that,
No Raycon audio.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. No beats. There's no beats. What are we doing? No, but to expand upon that point, Alfredo, for anyone that's going, what the fuck are you talking about? So, little history lesson in our universe. The only reason the Kardashians have any fame and notoriety is for two major events. One, Robert Kardashian being a big part of why O.J. Simpson got away with murder, supposedly, allegedly. And two, Kim Kardashian was one of the first celebrity sex tapes that really made it big on the internet. And so those two events created some sort of
canon,
confluence in space and time that created this entity we know as the Kardashians. Yes, their canon event. So now we have the Kardashians that are billionaires somehow and rule TV.
Thank you.
So yeah, so in the best universe ever, or best dimension ever.
We'll see you again in February, Cough.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Oh, also, oh God. Also, this means that in Earth-2, no Kanye West. Oh, so what are the implications there? That's the
no
real,
college
that's the real
dropout. What were we?
Haven't decided if it's a good or bad thing yet.
It's not good.
Yeah,
musically, it's not good.
No, the arts are suffering.
But no 2020
a lot of Garth Brooks
on Kanye West either. Oh,
here's another
bad.
theory.
That's bad
Nothing
universe.
Will Smith has done after Suicide Squad existed. So that means no slap, no AI concert. Unfortunately, Jada Pinkett Smith is still canon.
Damn, Will Smith just got retconned from both universes.
Yeah, it's just, imagine waking up and there was no Jaden Smith, guys. It's just like,
honestly,
okay. So
it's a tough call.
What's the theory behind this, though? Like, why do we have this universe that is seemingly without any people of color?
So it seems to be that, especially with the inclusion of a hero like Triumph Man, Keith Smith's character, who in the original comic series was like Captain Triumph was a World War II hero. Maybe this is an inversion of that, where he was a hero for the other side, and so as the team that won is actually a white supremacist, that created a ripple effect where 60, 70 years later, we're seeing an idyllic universe where there's only white people. And the implication might be Schmenicide?
So I did the you gotta just a little,
Yeah.
little bit of that times a million.
Yeah. So we might be seeing in America where there literally are no people of color because of a racial or ethnic cleansing that has taken place and has allowed a trio of heroes like White Dragon, Peacemaker, and Captain Triumph, who may be the champions of white supremacy, be these heroes. And now we see even like a little kid be like, oh my God, Peacemaker, and literally like break down in tears because of the hero worship. So maybe propaganda is just so hard and so ingrained in this universe that there literally is no other viewpoint other than white's good, which ugh.
It don't have to try that hard, bud.
Yeah, it's not to say it's like a little weird from you, but like I get it.
Just be yourself. We're good.
He's out of line, but
I
he's
am.
right.
That is me.
Yeah, no, this universe, it felt like very Trumpy, of just like having Chris Smith on the motorcycle and the kid is just crying. I said the thing. Where the kid is just crying. Like they're crying because he's so overwhelmed to see him. You've got the murals on the wall. Like it is every bit like the bit of improper hero worship that like we see in our own world, but you're seeing it here. And the way we were talking about this before the show is that I almost wonder, it's like, it's one of these things where maybe the events that made this happen in this universe are from so long ago that it's something that's just normal now, where it's like in certain towns, it's only white people. And these kids are born and grow up and live a life where it is just a certain type of people. And that is all you come to know and respect. And that's that. Kind of like the inverse of, because everything there is the inverse of like here, where we always talk about how children are not born racist. They're created like that, you know, like they become that because of their surroundings. And I wonder if it's like an opposite thing there. Because we're already seeing the Children of Liberty or the whatever, the Kids
Sons of Liberty.
Whatever the hell it is. Sons of Liberty.
Sons
Thank
of
you. It's
Liberty.
one of something about juveniles. But yeah, like the Sons of Liberty are like, they're bad in our universe, but in this, they could be freedom fighters for all we know. Like there's something, and I'm wondering what that like pivotal moment was. Could have been something deep back with like Vandal Savage changing things in World War II, like you said, Koff. Like that, I think will be a really fun breadcrumb. And it's a way to introduce that character where it only happened in that universe. And James Gunn doesn't have to commit to that in Earth-1, in our universe, in the DCU, right? Like it can just say it happened there. And you maybe even have something like the Justice Lords, and you can get a really cool storyline there.
Vandal Savage would be dope because we have seen that. We have
Dave
seen
Bautista?
That. Okay. Let him
Okay.
cook.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't hate it at all. Yeah. You think Dave Bautista's ready to monologue and sound like a douchebag? You just walk around drinking wine and be like, I'm Vandal Savage. I've lived forever and I will always exist. And what if the Nazis won? I don't care about race as long as I'm king. It's like, is that a good? Is that good?
It was spot on, Vandal Savage. You nailed that. Jack, do you have a theory here, Jack, as to like why this world is this way?
Honestly, it's the Vandal Savage one, because like it was easy to say the Nazis won, but that's like this is a world with metahumans, so it's not just that the Nazis won or anything like that, or maybe Russia won. I don't know. Like it actually, the one thing that does make sense is Vandal Savage, because we do have a history of that in DC where he uses World War II as a key point to take shit over. That's actually the only thing that makes sense from a DC standpoint, because I have a hard time thinking that a lot of these Americans that we know are implied to have existed in James Gunn's DCU are just going to sit back and let old Hitler take over. Like I know Steve Rogers doesn't exist in this universe, but he was the only thing standing between us and liberty, you know.
Man, guys, I'm curious to see what we find out about this universe. I think I like the Vandal Savage thing best. I don't want to set myself up for disappointment, though. I do think it might be something
set
smaller.
yourself up. Go on the internet, make a campaign, and when it doesn't fall through, you say bring back the Snyderverse. That's what you're gonna do.
Fuck no, man. Fuck no. Guys, we're gonna keep talking more about this because I want to talk about how this directly leads into Man of Tomorrow, because James Gunn has talked about how Peacemaker Season 2 will be a direct prequel that leads into the next Superman movie, Man of Tomorrow, that comes out in 2027. But before we do that, I want to let you guys know, everyone, we've got a giveaway going on right now. We are giving away a $100 Amazon gift card to the best theory or comment that we get on this YouTube video or in the Spotify comments. So we're giving love to everyone, whether you're watching on video or on audio. The best theory that you can give us in the comments. Also, same thing for those on Apple Podcasts. Okay, that's a whole nother giveaway that we're doing there. Same thing, $100 gift card for any Apple review that has the best comments or theories about a show that we are watching right now, which is Alien, Earth, Peacemaker. We got more shows coming up Earth-2, Task, Gen V, Landman, Welcome to Derry, Stranger Things, Fallout. There's a million reasons for you guys to be subscribing to this podcast. We're so excited to be bringing this show to you guys. So please like this video, comment down below with your thoughts, and share it with your friends. Keep the conversation going. So it's not just us here, but it's you talking with your friends, getting this going, and leaving us comments down below. But guys, the talk here about this thing going, this Peacemaker season going directly into Man of Tomorrow, I don't know what it could be, because there's a million different ways we can go. We've got this the quantum, I just keep calling it the quantum closet, because I don't really care. But there's talks about how that could have some sort of connection to the Lex Luthor Pocket universe. We could be getting a Lex Luthor from a different universe that's actually like cool with helping Superman. How do you think this directly leads into Man of Tomorrow, Jag?
I think the easiest connection is that quantum closet there. That's obviously going to be a major problem. It's the focal point as to why Argus is on Chris Smith's ass beyond Rick Flag Sr. having a grudge, but he found the perfect excuse. And it's like you said, man, Lex Luthor is the major connector in DC of issues. He's like the kingpin that, like, if you track the money, it's going to go to Lex Luthor or
Rush Hour 2, follow the rich white man.
All the way. Yeah. Just follow him around and it's going to go to him at some point there. So like to me, it almost doesn't lead to Superman. Like Peacemaker doesn't lead to Superman. It's going to lead to Lex Luthor and whatever fuck shit he's going to do now that he's like in the bad graces of the world after the events of Superman.
What do you think? Because James Gunn has said that this is supposed to be a lot like Star Wars, where these events happen, but they're not necessarily connected. But now it kind of seems like he is making them connect.
Yeah. What I'm thinking is going to happen is Argus is going to bring in Lex Luthor, so we might get a Nicholas Hoult cameo as an expert on quantum fuckery.
Expensive.
And try to figure out... Maybe, but if it's a 30-second cameo, maybe. And at the very end. Because I could see them bringing it, like, they finally arrest Chris Smith. They finally have access to his quantum unfolding chamber, I believe is what it's called. And they bring in Lex Luthor to be like, hey, what are we looking at here? And then he's going to obviously do some devious plot to escape or utilize that to get into another universe. And that could be then what leads into the next Superman movie, where Superman has to either follow Lex into alternate universes and bring him to justice, or Lex comes in with alternate tech and or weaponry or whatnot to try to take over the DCU again. So who knows? Or maybe we get a Kang situation where Lex Luthor starts to gather up other Lex Luthors from the alternate universes to try to come together into one conglomerate to take down all the Supermen.
Lex Luthor is the one character I don't think could have a council of Luthors. There's like, I'm not saying you're not
trust each other.
Yeah.
Like there would have to be one like Lex Prime that like runs the whole thing, because they would just not trust each other.
Yeah, exactly.
There can only be one.
Like, like Kang the Conqueror is an incredibly logical person who still ended up trying to kill himself. But you could see how that happened. Reed Richards, Lex Luthor on site would be like, no, like this, like, fuck you. No,
it'd be a Rick from Rick and Morty situation. Yeah,
exactly. He's gonna go full Succession on himself. I'm the number one boy. He's like.
Which could be an interesting dynamic to see play out throughout, Superman 2. Who knows? That's, again, hubris is what takes down Lex Luthor.
9 times out of 10. And
I wonder, because for this sequel to Superman, Man of Tomorrow, a lot of the question is typically you can figure out the story or what's happening by who's the villain. And a lot of the speculation has been that the villain for that will be Brainiac, which I think that with Brainiac as a villain, you almost need Lex Luthor to be a part of that. And I wonder if, because of Peacemaker season 2 and the quantum utility closet that's here, is they realize we can get a Lex Luthor, but it doesn't have to be the one from our universe that's a bag of dicks. We can get another one that's like possibly nice and wants to help out, and we get that version of a Luthor here.
And the twist
honestly
is
don't even want
all
that.
the Luthors are
want
bags
that.
of dicks.
You don't.
Yeah.
You
I
don't.
like
What do you want?
I want a fuck ass Luthor. I like if anything.
Well, I mean, maybe he becomes like a fuck ass. Like it's like you can't hide his true colors. I'm just saying, like they find someone who's maybe willing to help, and he still ends up being an enemy of Superman and being seduced by this power that he can have with Brainiac and the intelligence.
I guess I pretty much want the quantum closet is going to be a thing. I get it. There's always going to be multiverses. I'm tired of it being a central plot point and everything. I'm so I'm so happy that Chris killed his doppelganger just because there's only one there that we have to worry about and everything feels very messy. Like I'm wore out with that plot point. I just want one Luthor. If he wants to be a fuck ass, fine. If he wants to do the plot line where I'm going to be president, but I'm still a fuck ass, cool. We got to kill the multiverse shit, man. That it is such a trope that like we're already here with the multiverse. Like we just restarted this universe and we're here. And I get that you kind of need that to restart things, but you also kind of fucking don't because like James Gunn's kind of proved. Yeah, you didn't.
He didn't need it. He retconned it through an intro.
Yeah, I just stop it.
No.
Yeah, that's my opinion, Alfredo.
Where's the water bottle?
Yeah. Anytime a writer tries to do a multiverse, I just want to go. Nope.
It's the Michael Jordan. It's the Michael Jordan infomercial. Stop. Get some help.
Yeah.
Okay,
well, guys.
since we know that, or at least since James Gunn has said that this is going to directly lead into Man of Tomorrow, and that nobody knows what's happening in these final 3 episodes, I think we can keep speculating here of who these cameos might be.
Blue Beetle? Question mark.
I'm curious. Yeah, like I've been thinking it's Blue Beetle, and I've been wondering how that happens. I'm also wondering how that leads directly into Man of Tomorrow. I still kind of lean into the thought that Blue Beetle gets hired by the Justice Gang. He's somehow cameos in this. I wonder. I don't think we get a Supergirl cameo. Do we get a David Cornsweet cameo?
I mean,
I feel like he's will.
I mean, like
he's
locked in.
I feel like I feel like he's ready just to ride that wave.
I would be more interested possibly in seeing a Lobo cameo and seeing maybe if we get a little Jason Momoa as Lobo, and that could lead, because we know he's going to be the villain.
That just feels like another problem. That doesn't feel like he's like showing up to help. That's like a find out on the next episode of Peacemaker.
Lobo will return,
but he doesn't have to.
Girl.
Yeah. He doesn't really have to interact. He can just be observing, because that's kind of what he does for a little bit in the comics. He observes before it goes in.
He does not.
Yeah,
Toph. Lobo's whole thing is Kool-Aid Man in and be like, I'm the
after he's like, I can fuck. He's like, I can fuck these people up, and then he goes in. I don't know.
Okay,
I don't know what I want.
He sees movement and goes after it. I guess that is.
And then he's like a T-Rex. Yeah. He's a T-Rex.
So he totally
so you're very, very
the main man.
I don't want that. I don't want that in Peacemaker. I feel like we'd be painting with too many colors at that point in Peacemaker if you bring in Lobo, man. I'm not gonna lie.
Too many.
Well, not in Universe 2, apparently.
Actually, it would be. That'd be definitely too many colors.
You think Duck Girl comes back?
I was hoping Koff would get that because he's on like a 9-second delay here. Waiting for him to hear that joke. There we go. Guys, Sons of Liberty in this universe, I don't know, like I almost see them as sort of the Rebel Alliance of the Earth-2. Like James Gunn has talked about how this is supposed to be a little bit more like Star Wars, and I don't think he's doing that ham-fisted of an approach, but they almost seem like they're not the bad guys that we see in the comics, where they're just a terrorist group. Where like I think we've seen them in Wonder Woman before, like in the Justice League movie where they're holding up that bank, and she's throwing up the pew pew pew. Yeah, I always think of Family Guy, Star Wars, where Stewie is Darth Vader and he stops the blasters and he pew pew Wonder Woman. I don't know why I always think of that. But the Sons of Liberty, like, since everything in this universe is backwards and they're typically the bad guys, I think it just makes most sense. They're probably just freedom fighters. Maybe they're not good at it. They have like their Fisher Price bombs and they're like blowing themselves up, but they're probably just incompetent freedom fighters here at this point. Koff, is that kind of where your brain is at too, or are you thinking something different?
Yeah, and I think this is very on the nose by James Gunn, because I think he is kind of running back a similar trope he did in Suicide Squad, where we see Bloodsport and Peacemaker kind of compete on how many dudes they can kill and how creatively they can kill. And it turns out that Rebel Squad was actually the guys that were willing to work with the Suicide Squad to help. So I could see very much this being a similar thing where Peacemaker just takes out this entire group. And you're right. They didn't seem like paramilitary. They seem more like they might have been like just common people and librarians who got a hold of some military weapons and were trying to make a stand. But regardless, he takes them all out, and then I think he may find out, oh crap, these were actually like the good guys, and I accidentally just assisted the white supremacist again. Whoopsie. So I can see that being the way James Gunn goes with it.
And this is the one time where I'll give Peacemaker some grace, because he legitimately thought he was being a hero at that point. Because I'm like, man, you just kind of axed homie in the head, didn't even think that shit through. It was like it was very much like The Boys. Sometimes when you see him come in, like we're just gonna kill a bunch of people and then hope it works out. PR team will handle it. You know, that's kind of what it fucking.
And dude with the axe in his head was still like questioning it. He was like, wait, what?
Exactly. Yeah. It's like, but like, I mean, you can't blame him. And like, to me, you got to think, now we're so emotionally invested in this character. If and when he does find out he's just killing good people and freedom fighters, what is that going to do to Chris at this point, dude? Like, Peacemaker is going to be like one of the first people to just straight retire. And I don't mean like Steve Rogers, like, oh, I finally get to fuck, fucking Captain Carter and go back. I mean, he's just like, bro, I can't handle this shit anymore, and like checks himself in type stuff,
Dude, I'm curious as to like what cameos we can get from this, because if we already have sort of an alternate universe, Sons of, I keep forgetting their name, the Sons of Liberty, like what could an alternate universe hero look like? Like, is there a Superman? Is there an alternate universe Superman that's maybe more like Red Sun Superman? Is there good Lex Luthor? Is there like Bloodsport? Could Bloodsport be the leader of the Sons of Liberty?
I don't think black, because they seem real. They seem real untrained.
Well, do we know that the Sons of Liberty are inherently white? I mean, or is that just the recon team that they?
Statistically,
well, I'm saying it. Well, this universe is different. What if that is just the recon team they send into the all-white town to blend in?
Well, what happened to the black people? Is it genocide? Are we fucking? Are we naming ourselves Bojangles and performing? Are we in the big house? That's why I just can't believe that like Bloodsport's gonna, because there's just no one. We're not even servants anymore. Like that's what's wild.
What if it's broken down by city? What if there's just like areas?
So Atlanta. So...
All right, so we got Atlanta, North Cuba. Yeah. What else are we looking at here?
What are we doing with Portland? We know the whites don't love that.
Oh, I'm so glad you brought that up. I'm so glad you brought it up. James Gunn straight up said that with Evergreen, the city that they're in right now, feels to him a lot like Portland. He said that in his Peacemaker podcast.
That's like pretty white, dog.
Portland, Oregon, and Portland, Maine.
Yes. Portland, Maine. Portland, Maine is angrier, and white people don't convince themselves to move there. But I've read enough Stephen King novels at this point to know that
stay out of Maine.
Portland, Maine. Yeah.
I mean, he said his exact quote was, Evergreen is similar to Portland in our world.
No. Which one though?
I imagine that now the whole world is Utah. Like
okay.
Everything.
Oh, did you guys catch this on the wall where they have the mural of the top trio? This is something I was looking up. There's 14 stars on the mural. There.
So they had the 13 original colonies, and I'm guessing Florida.
Or there's a famous,
that's possible, or it's the 14 words of white supremacy,
which we saw on the license. We saw on the license plate on the Ford in the first season when the white supremacists were hunting Christmas.
He's going that deep. That's like
he might. He's already referenced it once in the.
What if he was their Martin Luther King?
Ooh, no.
Blue Dragon or
no, David Lane.
Oh,
what if he was there? I Have a Dream.
This is gross. This is like this became funny and then uncomfortable real quick. I'm like, ooh, damn! You need to, homie needs to shower.
It might
after
be a subtle reference.
And like blow up.
It
that
might
door.
be a subtle
blow
reference.
Up the door.
To be honest, because we also, when he's like, "What's happening?" to Harcourt, she had no idea what he's talking about. So some slang isn't common. So who knows? Who knows what has been erased from history?
Dude, this is wild. This is wild. I need answers on what this alternate universe is. Oh, guys, I think someone who might be able to give us an answer, or maybe even knows, Peacemaker's brother, Keith. Does he know? Like, let's go full Riddler meme. Does he know?
No. I mean, Chris apparently had a drug problem to begin with. Like, to me, he's just acting like a drug addict. You're disappearing all the time. You're not available. You're acting cagey. If I'm Chris's brother and you knew your brother had that problem, I'm just like, homie, on that shit again. That I wouldn't think that's like, yeah, he's multiversal, which is actually pretty incompetent of them, that they have a whole ass closet and they wouldn't even think that would be a problem.
That's where I'm at. Is like, if they have the closet, they seem to be extremely tech savvy. They don't seem to be a dumb family. He even brings up the blood in the library. Like, he's noticing the questions about the Kardashians and pop quiz. Where's Argus? Like, things like that. Even Peacemaker going into a scenario without his suit, without his helmet, without all his stuff, I feel like they probably have like protections in place where they're like, no, we don't fight crime unless we have our suit on. That's branding. People need to know it's you. You need to be protected. We're celebrity status. We can't get hurt. Yeah. Like, there's just too many things that I would assume are in place in this family to keep things going, that they've got to be suspicious at this point.
Oh, suspicious for sure.
Like his
Rally.
Oh God!
Right.
Oh God!
You're a grand dragon. You're busy.
Oh boy. So
things to do, papers to sign. You know.
So
White
yeah,
babies
definitely.
To kiss.
Oh, no, stop. So I definitely think there is suspicions on the brother and probably the dad, but I don't think they've made the leap to our version was murdered and been replaced by a doppelganger from a different dimension. I think that's going to be a reveal for later on. I think what's going to end up happening is Keith, noticing these weird discrepancies, is going to follow Chris Smith. And then he's going to find out, oh, this motherfucker's from a different universe, and cause even more problems. So I think it's still too much of a leap of logic to go full, doppelganger replace my brother.
I think it's very possible.
Keith's gonna come in and see Adebayo and just fucking flip out.
You're gonna walk into the new universe, see Vigilante, and be like, "Well, this makes sense." And Adebayo turns the corner, and he's gonna lose his shit. He's gonna Scooby-Doo, jump like 3 feet in the air, and the feet are just gonna windmill on the floor as he pretends to run away.
Exactly. He's gonna yabba dabba do the fuck back into his universe.
Well, guys, I think that's going to do it for us here, man. We're going to be back again for Peacemaker every Friday here on YouTube, every Monday on audio. So if you want to get our reaction, our thoughts on the show earlier, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel and check us out over there, because we're going to be there every Friday for you. Like I mentioned, we've also got other shows that we're watching right now. Alien Earth coming up soon. We've got Gen V, Landman, Welcome to Derry, Task, Stranger Things, Fallout. There's so much and so many reasons for you guys to subscribe to Unbinged. As always, I want to thank everybody for watching or listening all the way through. For myself, for Jag, for Koff, we'll see you next time. Adios.